Welcome back to Simply Trade Tips with Renee and my buddy Julie Parks, who are better known as Hammer and Heels. How you doing, Jules?
Great. How you doing, Renee?
Pretty good. We got an exciting couple episodes coming up. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be fun. And as always, we're going to leave you with a FIO, figure it out, or we can call it a call to action. But we like FIO, as you guys know, if you've been listening. And we're going to do this in less than 10 minutes. So we are on series 4, Julie. Can you believe it?
Oh, it's been so much fun. I hope our listeners feel the same.
Yeah, me too. And this series is difficult conversations. In episode 1, we defined a difficult conversation. So here we are in episode 2. What do you think we should be talking about today?
Ooh, I think we need to talk about the elements of a difficult discussion when you are we have our baseball clothes on, a pitcher, and then our next category we'll talk about when you're the catcher. So the pitcher, just to frame it, is really when you're the one that's kind of initiating the discussion.
Thank you. And just let me give a plug to the Los Angeles Dodgers. And of course, Julia has her Detroit Tigers shirt on. I'm kind of partial to both, but I hate to say this, but I like the Dodgers. Okay. So anyway, we're going to talk about our pitcher catcher. So let's talk about we introduced an acronym. We're going to introduce an acronym. The good news is it's going to be the same for the pitcher and the catcher, or the person who's introducing the conversation and the receiver. And the acronym is GGCC. As you guys know, trade is filled with acronyms. So Julie and I have made up a couple more. So anyway, Julie, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the first G, which we consider the greeting. Very simply, we want to just thank we're talking about the pitcher, and I'm going to say, hey, thank you very much for having this conversation with me. That's just very simple, the first G. So, Julie, what's the second G?
Right. The second G is related to groundwork. So this is kind of asking for some help and painting that picture. So I think here you want to acknowledge the need for the help. Hey, I need to partner with you to kind of work this out. And I think we want to talk about kind of laying that groundwork for the backdrop of why there's an ask in the first place, right? Renee, what do you think is our C, our first C?
Our first C. So that's the concern, and we want to be direct. This is where we're going to actually state the issue or the challenge that we're dealing with. And we want to be direct, and we want to include the why. So for example, let's say, Julie and I are going to do a role play in a few episodes, but in this case, we would come in and we'd be like, hey, I'm concerned that, Billy Bob Sue is not doing her work. And then you would state, well, why, here's the reasons why I don't think she's doing her work. Right.
Right. And I think too, and the concern, you don't want to be disrespectful when you have to consider kind of all sides when you're framing the concern a little bit, as well as the groundwork, like we shared. So I think the part to take away here too, before we get to the last C, is that you should really take a moment to write down and formulate the discussion. I think that when you work through it, you find that that's not how I want it to come across. Or, I don't want somebody to get their back up. You really want to have these difficult discussions with an element of partnership in mind. And that brings us to kind of our last C, which is closing. And we like the idea of kind of ending with a statement and a question. Like, I feel like we have a better way forward. How about you if you're the pitcher, right? And I think that question kind of helps the other side voice some concerns. Well, I don't think that at all, right? And I think it helps kind of one more chance to get the discussion in a more communicative way and not feeling like somebody is just taken off guard. So I think that helps to kind of formulate that. Do you feel how I feel, or are you feeling something different?
Yeah. Great point. I like that you added the respect for number 3 in our concern. And as you guys can see, there's a couple here that we really talked about our feelings, right? Like greeting, we're like, hey, thanks for having us. We're letting people know we're appreciating them. The groundwork, we're saying, hey, I need your help, paint the picture. And then the concern, we're saying, be respectful. We're in fourth, closing, you're saying, again, here's a statement and here's a question, just to make sure everybody's on the same page. So I think there's a lot of making sure people understand and feel the same way. Do you agree, Jewel?
I agree. And I think greeting, groundwork, concern, and closing, and basically you guys writing things down makes a really good framework for any difficult discussion, right? You can throw anything into this. If you're pitching, you need a new additional resources, or if you have a problem with a coworker, kind of framing it in this way allows it to be a constructive discussion.
Awesome. And so what is our FIO for today?
So Renee and I had some chats offline, and we think that y'all can try to figure out like what some of those difficult things are that are in your world right now, and come up with the pitch. Use the GGCC framework, the greeting, groundwork, concern, and closing, to kind of draft your pitch. And look, even if it's shelved, you'd be surprised the number of times where you might be on a one-on-one and you would refer back to that written document and kind of, hey, now's the time to bring it up, right? Maybe now's the time where you'll have a willing recipient on the other end. So we want you guys to give it a whirl, give it a try.
Awesome. And we invite you to come to our community, because we're going to post our episodes there, and let us know if you did the FIO. All right. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks, Julie.
Thanks, Renee.